zero. So we just paid the city of Wilmington, Delaware, $70,000 in nonsense fees. Now, it gets worse, Baba. Guess what they decided in 2023? The City Council of Wilmington in 2023 decided to raise the vacant property registration fee. If your building has been vacant for 5 years, they decided in 2023 to raise the vacant property registration fee from $5,000 to $12,000.
Wow.
So what that means, Baba, if we don't get a waiver, and I'm telling y'all right now, if we don't get a waiver, we're going to have to march. This is going to have to be a protest.
What's up, y'all? So I did listen to the interview with Umar Johnson. I'm going to go through what I heard. But basically, I'm going to start with what I heard was he's throwing a tantrum. He decided to be a business owner. He decided to start this project and be one man and no help. So now he's dealing with it. And the person that he went to do the interview, the guy, Baba, just letting him talk. He ain't giving him no pushback, not asking the right questions or none of that. So he's blaming them, Wilmington, because he dropped the ball. He ain't take no accountability in none of that. None. He never does. He lets things fizzle up till they get out of control. And now he's got to do what he's got to do versus what he wants to do. This is him. That's not alpha behavior. That's not alpha behavior. So the attorney is what commands the urgency. Get back with me. Answer my calls. Answer my emails. Not Umar. He thinks that this online popularity and magic extends offline. I told y'all that too. Okay, so the attorney is supposed to be in place because he needs someone to go in on his behalf and conduct business. But he don't have nobody to do that. And then you are constantly traveling and you got your mother and you got all this other shit. Why don't you have a registered agent or somebody by proxy that can handle this stuff for you? Why don't you have a CPA? You're trying to remember dates. You're missing dates. You're getting fines. You're getting penalties. All this stuff because you ain't doing shit right. And you won't get the people in place that, you know. So, yeah. If they lawyer lock on him. If they lawyer lock on him, which is, I'm just throwing this out here because this is why you don't tell people that you're going to sue them or threaten that shit. They could go around and retain all the attorneys that are fit to take on their city attorney. And then he won't be able to get an attorney. He won't be able to get an attorney because it'll be a conflict of interest. So that's one thing. He's got these women. They play on phones. They make stupid ass pages. But you can't sit none of these dingbats down and explain to them the business so they could go in and handle it for you. You had between 3-7 and 8-5. You could call them and tell them to snatch a notice off of the door, but you can't get one of them to go in. Even FaceTime. Go in there, flip the phone around, and let you do the business. Just hold the phone. They dingy enough to do that. But he doesn't have that. He is threatening to march on Wilmington. That's the biggest thing in this. Then the fact, after he does it, he's like, well, the deputy chief of staff come. I didn't CC him. Yeah, if you threaten to march on Wilmington, they're not going to play no games with you. You're not going to get anybody that works in the office to deal with you, or he's going to oversee those accounts if he's stupid busy. And then you have YouTubers that, because you keep making comments about them, they keep checking up on you. And as long as you send in a media request and that's not protected under FOIA, the information, they gonna give it. Delaware is a corporation hub. Most people own businesses up there. They don't live up there. They go up there, they set up businesses because of, if you know, you know. They set up businesses and they live elsewhere. They're not going to screen them calls and be like, are you a resident of... No, could get real. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. They're also not going to gatekeep information that's public information. It'll be unlimited access. But yeah, that's what brought in the chief of staff, the deputy chief of staff. He's the liaison between the mayor and the oversight committee. So he is doing his job. That's what he's supposed to do. And Umar's got 6 degrees. You don't know what your city officials do. You don't know who your city officials are. You don't know the order of command. And then he's sitting up there asking these people, talking about, I wanted to get a fundraiser. What did he want? He wanted to do a parade or some shit. And they didn't want to give it to him. Like, no. It's like me trying to rent out something to have a birthday party, and I know I got rent I'm behind in. No. Get your priorities together. That's like broke nigga shit. I don't know what he's thinking. I really don't. But yeah, then he's got the situation with the inspector. The inspector wants to count this stuff off, give you the C of O, like, you know, approve it, get the C of O, get the doors open, get the revenue in. This is where their head is at. This is what they want. They've been sitting and waiting. You are doing all of this because you dropped the ball, and these people have been waiting on you for damn near a decade. For damn near a decade. And in the process, he has dilapidated buildings that are unsecure most of the time. Kids, he done put them on Instagram. He done put that out there. He's driving down the property value. He's not bringing in any revenue. They've given him chance after chance. He's fucking up zoning permits. What the fuck else? Coding. All that shit. He's messing it all up. And he wants to shoot for gentrification. This is the shit that I was talking about, where we don't build properly, we don't build methodically, and we make ourselves look bad. And then you're going to threaten him to march. He paid $30,000. He didn't set up a payment arrangement. He said that. Why do I need a payment arrangement? I paid it off. They're not about to keep going around and around with your weird ass. They're not going to do that. Come on now. That's not right. That's not right. So he just does not have even the fact of buying them buildings, and you knew you didn't have enough donation money to get them where they needed to go. Even to the point where you could start collecting donations again. If you didn't have the money, you shouldn't have bought those buildings. Trying to think of everything. He's a crash out. He's embarrassing us. Can you imagine? He's just embarrassing us. He's wondering why it's in there. He doesn't understand that system. The system, I put that down too. The system, they're going to put stuff in there to code it so that, you know, the system will generate fees, that it can keep track of the time. They don't know if they're going to have to go to court with him. He caused all this shit on himself. And then for inter-office documentation. So they don't just look at it and be like, oh, he's on a payment. No, they're going to go in there. They're like, he paid. Why is he on that? That requires manual instead of just system generated. I think that's what it was. But he's a crash out. I listened to that interview and it was just sad. It's like crying wolf. And I think this is the same stuff that he pulled when they didn't want to give him that side D. I think that's what it was. He did this. We're going to march. And we need that for some things. You ain't seen that man march for nothing. In 11, 12 years. All people them got hurt. But because you fucked up, now it's okay to march. He didn't even march on with, don't get me to go there. Don't get me to go there. Yeah, something's wrong with his kielbasa is messed up. I'm trying to think of anything else, but that's basically what I saw. And he's talking about that community has love for him. They don't know him. Wait till they look up and they see all this shit he been doing online, talking about 5'5", thick in the thighs and everything. Be like, don't, man, we get this clown up out of here. You can't take anybody serious like that. One lady was already working on it. I don't know what happened. They said that the Ifa temple don't want him there either. I don't know. But he's a crash out.